Chasing sunsets down the line, every mile's an adventure, every stop a brand new sign.
Hey everyone, it's time for an Ember update. I had some viewers remind me that I haven't done one in a while, so I thought I'd do an update here. For those that don't know, I'm an original owner of the first generation Ember Overland 191 MSL. It was first generation, so it had 570 watt solar for the max solar package and 200 amp hours of battery power. That's since been upgraded to 300 amp hours by Ember, and now with my portable devices, I generally travel with 1.2 kilowatts of solar power, as well as around 360 amp hours of battery power. So that's my general kit. I had a few issues in the beginning with some warranty issues. Again, it was all solved under warranty, but basically it was slide out leak issues, and they fixed it up by adding some extra seals. I had some electrical issues that second year, and that was fixed basically by them replacing the batteries and adding a third one so that it matched the power draw of the system. It was better matched. And I had some black floor issues. It was an infamous issue in the very first ones that came off the line that had the wrong adhesive. So eventually it discolored the flooring. They were nice enough to replace it once and a second time when there was still some adhesive, I guess, working through the floor. So every year for the first 3 years, I had a new floor, and I wasn't complaining about that. And we just got back from a 5,000 kilometer road trip. I'll put a link to it in the description. We went all the way to Alberta, all over BC, up to the Yukon, out into Alaska a little bit, and it held up really great. We had no problems along the way, except for one wire coming loose on the awning, and luckily I was camping with Ember extraordinaire Nick Ward, who immediately figured out what was wrong, and luckily he was able to just put the wire back inside the butt connector, flipped the little lever down, and we were good to go. So really, it's held up really well. And for those who always ask me, yes, after all these years and 29,000 kilometers in, if I had to buy it today, knowing everything I know, would I still buy it? Yes. I really, really enjoy this rig, and now it's tuned and set up for me. And that was one of the things I wanted to announce is Ember actually has a new model out. And I was really impressed. They just released it. So this weekend at the Detroit RV show, that's happening today through the 5th of October, you're going to see basically the new model coming out. It's a new touring model, but it's built kind of like an Overland model, and then it has the Curt independent suspension. And I was really pleased to see that they did that. I think this Curt independent suspension should be on all the RVs. Whether you're just doing driveways and speed bumps or you're going off-road, these have been really helpful for me. And I expected to see more on more RVs. I know it's spread to some other models, but I'm glad to see that Ember is spreading it along their different lines. I'll be honest, I've a few times left a drink on the counter of my RV, and when I get to the next stop and I go back in the RV, the drink is still sitting there. That's how still and steady the RV is with these Curt independent suspensions. So I'm really glad they're putting the Curt independent suspension on this new touring model, and I'm also glad they're still using this flex area idea. It's the other real favorite thing about my RV, and I have a lot of favorite things about my RV, but the flex area is one of them. And the idea of having this area that we can use as a workshop, for an office, to have extended kitchen space for when we prepare food, it's just been a wonderful thing to have. Again, I'm surprised I'm not seeing this on more RVs, but I love it, and I'm really glad they're implementing this and integrating this into their newest 2026 models. Also on this new touring model, it comes with the max solar package, up to 1,200 watts of solar panels on the roof and up to 540 amp hours of batteries as a default setup for the max solar package. So it's good to see that Ember is raising the bar each time they release a new model. And even though I love so many things on my Ember, there's one thing that I'm never happy with any RV, and the Ember was no different, and that was the mattress. You know how every RV comes with a terrible mattress? Ours was no exception. Thin, floppy, and basically useless. So for this trip, we finally upgraded to a Tochta Utopia, a custom RV mattress made just for our weird Murphy bed dimensions. We gave them the measurements, picked our firmness, and they shipped it ahead of us to a UPS access point on our route. That's right, we picked it up mid-trip right in Hinton, Alberta, unboxed it in the trailer, and bam, it's amazing. Comfortable, folds perfectly, and somehow it opened up even more storage in our Murphy bed than we had before. A huge thanks to Tochta for making this possible. Honestly, this is the first time we've ever slept well in the RV. I was also really impressed when I saw a link going around the Ember Facebook groups. That's basically a list of their entire part list available to you online. I'll put a link in the description to this parts list. It is the Ember parts list, so it's their part numbers, but it also has, for reference, often the part that it goes on, the part numbers of what it's applied to, which device or compliance it's connected to, as well as images of the item. So you should be able to find your part there and then order it aftermarket, especially if you're outside of your warranty period or you're far away from a dealer and you have to do repairs or want to do repairs yourself. You are pretty much enabled to do this by Ember, and Lippert is a great example that they'll send anything to you pretty much that they sell direct to the consumer. In fact, I'll be buying some springs, new coils for my suspension to upgrade it a little bit, and I'm just going to buy them direct from Lippert off the website. It's that simple. So again, kudos to Ember for keeping the customer in mind and making this information available. Not every place does. I did look around. I found like Jayco had something kind of like that. It was just a big PDF of all their parts. It wasn't searchable. It wasn't too elegant. And I couldn't find it for some other manufacturers I was looking for. If you know of more manufacturers that are doing that, let me know. But I was just really impressed. And again, it speaks to Ember's commitment to customer service. Now, another Ember update I wanted to share was actually based on a post that they did on Facebook. They posted that Ember is growing and adding new dealership locations across the USA and Canada over the next few months. They wanted to know if anybody had any suggestions on where to go and if they had any favorite RV dealerships they wanted to recommend. So this got me wondering, is there going to be some shakeups in the dealer arrangements? And then at the RV show that I was just at, the Snowbird RV show, where I was doing some seminars there, so I was doing some official talks. When I was there, I was talking to some salespeople I know, and they said, yeah, Woody's is no longer doing Embers, and that's my dealer. So I look online when I got home, and lo and behold, the Ember site does not show Woody's as a dealer anymore. In fact, a lot of the dealerships have changed. So what does this mean to you? Well, it could mean different things for different people. I asked Woody's, I wrote to them, and they wrote back that they absolutely will be honoring the warranties for anything that was purchased through them, and that if somebody came in with an Ember that they didn't purchase through them, that they could still make some arrangements. I'm guessing it would be similar to the arrangements of going to any third-party repair person, but most people can usually get the parts. And then Ember actually wrote back to me similarly, backing up that Woody's can still handle warranty repairs for purchases at Woody's. So that's good to know. And I actually have my RV going to Woody's right now. I just took it back from there after getting it appraised because I just had a big break-in. I don't know if you saw that video, but I had my RV violated in a violent way. And I'm finally getting some of those things fixed under an insurance claim. And yeah, I'm taking it to Woody's still. So I can still take it there, but it looks like they're no longer on the list. So mainly what I'm saying is check their Ember website for your own area and see what dealers are around, if it has changed. For those of us in the lower mainland, there's still a local dealer on the island, so over on Vancouver Island. I know that's not very convenient to most of us, but it is still there if you do need to contact a local dealer here in the lower mainland. And I expect we're going to see more Ember dealers as we progress into 2026. So those are my Ember updates. I mentioned my solar panels. I'm actually going to try to do another Ember update in a little while of some upgrades that I've done and other people have done for their solar panels to make them perform better or to change the performance profile of their solar setup. So I just need to do a couple of interviews. Nick, I need to reach out to you. Nathan, if you see this, I got an interview I still got to do with you. I finally think I have it packaged together so we can have a good conversation and put together a good video about some of the solar changes and upgrades people do with their Embers. Thanks, everyone. There's still a little bit of time left in this camping season, so make sure you take some time off, get out there, and get busy living.
Rolling out in my Ember, chasing sunsets down the line. Every mile's an adventure, every stop a brand new sign. Built to keep the fire steady through the load. My Ember takes me farther on the wide open road. With Ember on the open road, that's where I feel free. Ember on the open road, that's where I feel free.
And don't forget to check our Patreon link. You can point your phone at this QR code or check the link in the description. I want to thank our founding members, Cindy C. and Corey C., as well as our newest members, Retired Trucker 2021, Paul S. and Gary S. I hope this video was worthy of your subscription.